Hey everybody, it's Jenna here at Dead Roots. I am going to be doing a quick up style just to show you guys how I quickly do my hair with low heat or no heat. I have not done anything to my hair today. This is day 4. So there is a lot of dry shampoo in my hair from the past few days, a lot of hairspray. So it is very, very dirty. So I do recommend using some kind of a brush to brush it out, distribute that product. And then what I'm going to do is part out this top section because that's where most of what I'm doing is going to be. Now you can use a clip, you can use a comb, whatever you really want to get this parting. I don't ever make it super perfect because I just don't like, I want things to look kind of not perfect. So go ahead and part out this top section. Just use a rubber band or something. We're gonna come back to it. I use these little guys. They're my favorite. I can't live without them. So go ahead and just put your hair in a bun or a ponytail, this top section. We'll come back to it. Right now we're going to focus more on doing this bottom stuff. So you will need some kind of a clip. These are what I use. They're great because they hold a lot of hair and this part kind of like moves so that it can grab more hair. And then I am going to be using my flat iron to curl my hair today. And the only part that's going to be using heat is this bottom stuff. I'm not going to be curling the top at all because that's going to be going into the full textured top knot type thing that we're doing today. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heat protectant. I am using Lunge Heat Shield with the keratin infused in it, just because I really like how this stuff works. So I kind of spray it. You don't need a ton. And then I take my wet brush and just kind of brush through my hair to evenly distribute that product that I just put in. Okay, so that is step 1. Hey, so step 2, we are going to part out this bottom section now so that we can curl it. So I am just taking my fingers and going right behind my ears to the center of the back of my head. And I am holding on to all of the hair above. I'm going to twist it a little bit just to clip that up out of my way. Okay, so now I have all this bottom stuff down. I have my flat iron and I'm just going to go ahead and pick up pieces to curl. So I go over it once and then I kind of turn it once and pull it slowly away from my head just to give a little bit of a bend. These pieces are very short in my hair. So they're not gonna do like a full spiral or look really great, but all the other hair that I've clipped is going to be laying over top of it. So you don't really have to curl this stuff perfectly. It's just so that it doesn't look straight once you, so the ends are kind of curled. And I don't even really get it all. Like you can see like this bottom stuff is, but you won't even really see that. So then I'm going to just part out the next section. So I started about at my temple area. You can see like right there. So a little bit above my temple actually, right at the top of my temple to the center back of my head. I'm going to clip the rest up out of my way. And I'm going to curl this section. Now I am doing curling every other direction with every other curl. So I'm going to do this one towards my face. Now if you notice, when I am curling, I'm grabbing a little section. I'm not being perfect about it, but on the ones that go away from my face, I'm starting out holding it so that my fingers point towards the back of my head, turning it and pulling it straight. Okay, so then on the next one, the next section that I'm in, I'm going to point my fingers towards my face so that I can easily turn it towards my face and pull slowly out. So that's going to give it that curl. Now that section was a little big, so I'm gonna redo that one and then add another one underneath, just because when I parted my hair, it kind of parted a little higher in the back just because you have more hair back there. It's the natural curve of the head. And I mean, you can tell you don't have hair here behind your ears, so that's all. So you can do a second section back here before you do as high as I do. Totally personal preference. So this is going to go ahead and turn away from my face. The next one, if you notice, I'm going to go point my finger. Why am I doing this wrong? I'm going to point my fingers the other way towards my face. Watching myself in my camera, it turns me around. I forget where I'm at. Okay, and then away from my face. And I'm gonna do this one away from my face as well, just because it's underneath, and as long as it's curled, it doesn't really matter. Now I'm gonna let this last section down. Now, this is something that today is day 4, so tonight I probably will wash my hair and do a conditioning mask, just because like it feels disgusting. I usually only go 3 days, but I've been doing a lot of tutorials today and I wanted to show everybody how to use as little heat as possible, and go 3 or 4 days with between washes, if your hair can handle that. Some people's can, some can't. You gotta do what's best for you. Okay. So you can just go ahead and continue curling it around your head. I don't know what products y'all like to use, but I've been in love with my Air product lately. So that's what I'll be using today. I'll make a list in the description box to show or tell you guys what I'm all using. So I do use a lot of Lange. I use a lot of Air, it's called. Looks like this. It's really pretty packaging too, and it smells amazing. So if anybody ever is interested in trying any of that, let me know. Also, as you have more product on your hair, your flat iron you might have a harder time curling with your flat iron. That's probably a good hint that you need to wash your hair. Like I said, I need to wash my hair. This is on the last day that I can handle it. Usually I go 3 days, but today is day 4. And then I'm just going to grab this last little section here and curl that. Okay, so now I'm all curled. I am going to let this sit and cool. Normally I would spray more hairspray, but I don't want to do that until I am ready to comb my fingers through because there's already a lot of product on it. So finish curling your hair and I will meet you back here when we're ready to do the top. Hey guys, step 4. So we're gonna take down this top section. And again, I'll talk about this little guy. This is one of my favorite hair ties. It's super flexible. Yesterday in my video, I put it around my head. It stretches that far and it always goes back to its normal size. I'm sure a lot of you have used these, but I love those. So for this style, you're gonna want some elastics. I just have mine in a little container, but they're just little, I don't know if you can see that really well, little hair ties. I always double them, so I always use two, just because if one breaks and you're out and about and then you're stuck with hair that looks crazy because, well, it broke. Definitely has happened more than once for me. So the top section we did not curl, we're not going to, but what I want you to do is just take from the corner of the section to the center. I kind of angle it so that it's pointed, meaning I'm kind of doing a triangle. I don't know if you can see that parting really well. Okay, but I'm just going to kind of smooth this and take it straight back. And I'm gonna make it a little tight. I promise it won't stay like this. So I have a little ponytail in the front, which you can totally leave this if you are comfortable with that or you want to, but I am going to continue with the style that I have for you guys today. So I'm gonna take another little section and I'm just gonna kind of follow that same parting line and grab the tail. I'm gonna grab this little guy too. So now I have this whole smooth section and I'm going to double up my elastics again, just like the first time. Okay, two. And I'm gonna create another ponytail, grabbing the tail of the ponytail that I had in the previous section and adding another parting on both sides to the center. Now, if I weren't explaining this to you, it would be literally like 5 minutes and I would have this done. So know that this will not take this long. Now I'm gonna take another little section my hair is so knotted just from all the product. So now I'm gonna take another set of them. So 2 elastics. Grab the tail from the previous section and your new section. And you're pulling each section tight once you get the rubber bands on. Okay, so pull it tight. And then I usually do a 4th section. Now, if you don't like top knots, you can totally just keep cinching these until you get to the tail. I am doing a top knot today with this. So now this is going to be my last section that I'm going to do with the hair ties. Ouch. Okay, so don't snap them on your finger. It hurts just a little. So now when I do my top knot, I should show you guys this. When I do my top knot, I am going to take the section that I'm ponytailing. I'm going to pull it through halfway, twist. This you can use a regular hair tie if you want, so that I just have a little bun. Do you see how tight that is? And my tail is still out. So I still have all this hair. So leave that be for a little bit. So now this looks really silly. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna start pulling this first section so that it gives you a little volume. And I don't like it when I can feel like piece. Sometimes I'll pull going like this so that it gives it a little volume there. Okay, then I'm going to take my sections that are outside of the ponytails and I'm just going to pull them out a little bit. Do you see how that's kind of growing and giving me that texture and that volume? Okay, so then I'm gonna grab my next section and pull that, and the next one and pull that. Okay, so you can see I have 4 sections that are pulled out a little bit. Now, for the parts that are in the ponytails, you're gonna kind of pull those out a little bit. And you're gonna have to keep going back to the section before and pull that, and it's just a lot of like pulling the hair and loosening things. Okay, so you can start to see that this is like getting me a ton of volume, a ton of texture just at the top. Okay, and then now my bun, I'm just going to kind of pull that out as well. Okay, so now your next friend, if you need it, is going to be bobby pins. Now, I typically will pin this front one down because when you pull that first section, it kind of loosens up a lot. So I just take a bobby pin all my little containers here, and I will take this and just kind of grab that hair tie and push it towards my face. You can't see it, but it's there. So now this next section, I'm gonna take that tail from my bun and just kind of wrap it around and tuck it in with a bobby pin. Sometimes my bun doesn't turn out how I want it to, and I use that to create a bigger bun. But that's what I love about this style, is it kind of looks different every single time. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see, but you can see that I have kind of like a mohawk of buns coming from that front section. Okay, so that is how you do the top part. Last section, section 5. All these beautiful curls, we're just gonna kind of take our fingers and comb through them. The style is not meant to look perfect by any means. So this is how I would do this. Shelby wants to be a part of the video. But for those that don't know, that is my cat. And she likes to join in when I do anything. She's very attached. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking my flat iron and just kind of going over the bottom edges just to smooth those out a little bit, because as much as I like the undone look, I like it to kind of have a little bit of consistency. And then I'm just gonna go through and kind of touch up this curl because I kind of pulled it out too much. And you can totally, before you do the second section, you can wrap a little hair around this ponytail if you'd like. Totally personal preference. I don't mind it sticking out. I do, like I said, pin it down a little bit, but you can see there's a lot of texture, a lot of movement. It's going to keep my hair out of my eyes. So now is when you can take your texture, air it if you need it. I do not need it today. I have enough grit in my hair, but you can go ahead and spray that in, and it will help give you a little bit of hold, a little bit of volume. I'm just gonna take a little hairspray, spray it. It has totally sprayed my glasses. You know, and like I don't like how this is dipping down, so I'm just gonna pull that out a little more. And then you spray the top. I do a little bit of shine spray because one, I like how it smells, and I like that it makes my hair look nice and shiny. So there you have it. The simple up style. It will take you literally 15 minutes or less. So go ahead and try this and let me know how it works for you. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun doing this. It's one of my favorite go-to styles. So when you get a chance to try it, make sure you comment a picture of the end result. Let me know how it worked for you. If you have questions, comment below, shoot me a message. And don't forget to click the subscribe button because I'm going to be doing a lot of styles like this that are not going to be on my other social media. They're only going to be exclusive to my YouTube channel. So you don't want to miss when I post those. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. It's happy Saturday. And I will catch you on Monday.